Alright, welcome back everybody. I'm pretty excited for today's video. It's the top 10 traditional foods to try in Scotland. Now, I'm excited for two reasons. For one, my family, my ancestors, they came over here from Scotland. So I'm very curious to see if my taste buds still align with what my ancestors would have tried or what would be considered traditional Scottish food, at least according to this video. And for two, I'm just a fat guy that loves food, man. I love looking at new food and thinking about food and eating food and having ideas to try new things. So without further ado, let's get ready to hop in the video. If you are from Scotland or you've been to Scotland, let me know if these foods are legit, traditional to this day, if they're still eaten a lot this day, what your favorites are, what they're missing, what you don't like, what you do like, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's hop into the video and see the top 10 traditional foods.
Top 10 foods to try in Scotland. Whether you're exploring picturesque lochs, rolling hills of heather, or the bustling inner cities, make sure you take time to dine on Scotland's very best food and drink. Top Scottish Chef has compiled a list of top 10 absolute must-try Scottish delicacies. Planning a trip to Scotland?
Maybe
Don't leave Scotland without trying. 1. Haggis. Haggis represents the best of Scottish cooking, using every part of the animal and adding lots of flavor and spices. Of course, it has so much tradition attached as well. Across the world, people associate haggis with Scotland. It's traditionally made from sheep's pluck - the finely chopped liver, heart and lungs, mixed with oatmeal, suet, herbs, spices and seasoning, packed into a natural casing, traditionally sheep intestines, and boiled or baked. 2. Fresh.
I can already tell you that my taste buds are not perfectly aligning with my ancestors with the haggis, and I'm not a fish guy. So right off the bat, we're striking out a little bit, but hey, let's see what they got going on here. And if you like that stuff, I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful about it. It's just not my cup of tea, but I'm not saying no to trying new things.
Fish. The fish and seafood that Scotland's waters have to offer are just sensational. There's a variety of fresh fish to sample, including Atlantic salmon, trout and pollock, not to mention an abundance of mussels and oysters. 3. Lobster. One of my favorite holiday moments in Scotland was sitting on a beach on the west coast on a beautiful sunny day, eating squat lobster with my husband. This sweet and succulent seafood is delicious, served straight from the sea, slathered in melted butter. It can be boiled or grilled and makes a great addition to simple pasta dishes. 4. Grouse. Scottish game is distinctive and versatile, and grouse is a particularly treasured ingredient for its beautiful flavors. During its shooting season, usually from the beginning of August until the end of December, you can get plump birds straight from the Scottish moors.
Or like a wild chicken?
Each bird is normally enough to serve one person in their delicious roasted or stewed in casseroles. 5. Cullen skink.
Let me know in the comments down below what that is exactly, because I'm very curious. Is that supposed to be like a wild turkey, a wild chicken? Because it looked small. Well, obviously it's small if it's made for mainly one person. So very curious what that is.
Moving away from the sweetness of tablet, we give you Cullen skink, which is a delicious thick soup made of smoked haddock, potatoes, onions, and cream amongst other ingredients. The name of Cullen skink comes from a small town north of Aberdeen, Cullen, where the dish originated. With fresh haddock on the doorstep of the fishing town, it just made perfect sense to make a beautiful soup with that, and boy did they create a masterpiece. 6. Scottish tablet. One for the sweet tooths now.
That looks like fudge.
Tablet is a traditional treat, synonymous with all Scottish people. A wonderfully crumbly version of the better-known fudge, tablet is made from very simple ingredients, namely sugar, condensed milk and butter, which is then crystallized. It is just delicious and will melt in your mouth. You can also find different flavors of tablets such as whiskey, vanilla or salted caramel.
That's pretty.
7. Scotch Bies.
Ooh, that I've heard of these. That sounds good.
You may have already heard about the bie. It comes in many forms and each as delicious as the last. The list of varieties include steak, macaroni, curry and chicken.
Wow.
In Scotland, however, you have the Scotch Bie. Otherwise known as a mutton pie to some, the Scotch Bie is commonly made with a mix of mutton and gravy and a few special ingredients.
They're similar
Stop
like a chicken pot
past a
pie. Am I
local
correct
bakery
with
and
that?
see if you
Correct me
can
if I'm
get
wrong.
your hands on one of these pies. 8. Stovies. Next up on our list we have stovies, a traditional main dish consisting of meat and potatoes, but each region, and in fact household, will put their own spin on it, adding different spices and condiments. Stovies comes from the meaning bits from the
Sounds
stove, so it was
delicious.
usually made traditionally with whatever you had left after a good old Sunday roast, hence the variations of the recipe. It also goes by many names such as stoved potatoes, stovey tatties, stavoks and stovers. 9. Porridge.
Yeah.
Porridge
Yep.
is a staple of the Scottish diet, ideal for staving off the winter chill. Some like it sweet,
fair.
some salty. My version is a little bit of both, with sea salt and grated apple. Try giving it some texture by adding walnuts or sunflower seeds. Start your day off with our favorite porridge recipes, or jazz up your standard bowl of oats with our best ever porridge toppings. 10. Shortbread.
No.
Shortbread is a great addition to a celebration or a Burns night supper. Try serving it with raspberry and local honey, alongside Cranacton, or with teas and coffees to end the evening on a sweetly Scottish note. Try a whole host of flavors, from chocolate and caramel to delicate rose water, with our ultimate shortbread collection.
Or biscuits, I guess it'd be called there, right? Okay, well, you know, I'm just going to be honest with you. My taste buds are a little different than what my ancestors were. So I'm not a big seafood guy, so the fish and the lobster doesn't really do much for me. The haggis just sounds different. I would have to have, I'd have to be there, and you'd have to put it in front of me and tell me it's like minced beef or something if for me to be able to try it. Because if you told me what it was, I don't know, man. I like trying new things, but that's a lot of stuff that they just said right there. And my taste buds are a little different than what I expected. But, the beautiful thing about it is there is such a variety of things. And, they know that they're going to get tourists in from around the world, so they're going to have very similar things to what I have here in the U.S. So I'm aware of all that. But, yeah, that was different. I wasn't expecting, and I don't know why, when I'm about to say this, I wasn't expecting it to sound so New Englandy. And by that I mean like Massachusetts and Connecticut and, and the New England states, Boston, stuff like, or Boston, shoot. Sorry, Delaware, New Hampshire. I say Boston. Oh, it's been a long day already, guys. So, I don't know why I didn't expect that though, because that's where they settled. Virginia, all those areas. So, I don't know why I didn't expect that. But, anywho, that's very interesting. It's different than I thought it would be, and I don't know why. So, anyway, thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate you being here with me. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's free for you and it helps me out tremendously. Share the video out to all your friends, and thank you all so much for being here. I'm sorry I'm a little all over the place right now. It's been a long day. So once again, thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the next one.